So you just finished camping and it's time to pull up to the dump station and empty your black and gray tanks. I'm going to show you how in this episode. Now in this episode, I'm going to show you real quickly how you pull up and dump your black and gray tanks if you're going to a dump station. So we're here in beautiful Idaho at the Farragut State Park, and I've already pulled into their dump station. Now this is a really nice dump station. You can see they actually have 3 lanes for you, along with fresh drinking water if you need to fill your tanks up. I've already filled our tank because last night we had an electric water site, and so all I need to do is go ahead and empty our drain. So I'm going to go ahead and get my hoses out. Notice I'm wearing gloves. I always like to wear gloves because, let's face it, we're dealing with not only shower water, but in the case of your black tank, you're dealing with water that's less than ideal to touch. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my hose. It's a heavy duty hose, and I really like the fact that it has these end caps on it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off an end cap, and I'm going to open up my black and gray tank. Now some trailers may have 2 different places to drain. Our Hummingbird 16FD actually had one for the black and then a separate one for the gray. Now on this new Camp Tab 400, they're tied in together. So I'm going to go ahead and just secure my hose and click it into place. That way we know it won't come off. I'm going to grab the end that goes into our sewer dump area. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm just going to set this in there. Okay, what that's going to do is allow the hose to be secure so it doesn't come out during dumping. Again, with this particular sewer hose, we have the cap, so I'm going to remove the cap. And what I really like about this one is it will lock into place. So I just kind of slide it, and notice how once I do a little twist of a turn, it won't come off, because there's nothing more disgusting than having your hose come apart while you're dumping. Now, we've already dumped our black tank just a day ago, so I don't need to do that. But if I was going to, I'd go ahead and pull that black tank first. The reason you want to dump your black tank first is once that dirty water goes through, we're going to close that black tank up. And then we're going to use the gray tank to basically flush out our sewer hose. So let's assume we've already dumped our black tank. I'm going to go ahead and pull my gray. And we just want to let it drain. Now we were full, and this is an 18-gallon tank, so it'll take maybe a minute and a half to fully drain. We'll go ahead and let this drain, and we'll be right back. All right, so I can hear that it has stopped draining. Now what you might want to consider is getting a clear connector. It's just a clear piece that will go in between your trailer and your sewer hose, and that just allows you to see what's coming out. This one actually has kind of an opaque color down here. It's not the easiest to see through, at least not as easy as the clear, but it does work. So once you know you're done, you can go ahead and close that valve, and then I usually just wait a few more seconds, because anything between the valve and the hose, let it finish draining, and at this point it's probably just a trickle. Now one thing I do want to mention is, had we done the black tank, one of the things that we could have done is, if your trailer is equipped with a black tank flush, just go ahead and open that up. Go ahead and screw a hose in and run it to a fresh water supply, and then this will actually just spray water into your black tank. So you'd want to do that while you're flushing your black tank before you drain your gray tank. Now, 2 reasons we're not doing it today. Number 1 is that we did not dump our black tank, and number 2, at this particular dump station, there's no spigot for water. There's a hose, but the end's been cut off, so there's nothing to screw in with. So we're not going to worry about that today. The other thing I'd recommend is carry a short hose just for this purpose. Don't use your drinking water hose. Even though I'm not ever too worried, because they typically put back flow devices to prevent water from coming back into the hose, the thought of having a hose hooked up to my black tank and then hooking it up to my freshwater tank just doesn't sound appealing. So, okay, let's go ahead and unconnect our sewer hose. So just a little twist, and I always kind of do this just to make sure there's nothing dripping. Don't forget to put your cap back on your trailer. I've had those come off before. And then what I like to do, especially if your hose was spread out, go ahead and just slinky it back together, and that's going to force any water on down. We're going to cap it, and this is why I love this. Put these caps on, we don't have to worry about a lot of leakage. Just kind of do a gentle tap, I'm going to twist to pull off my end, put on my other cap, and then take this over. And in the Tab 400 by New Camp, they include this very nice sewer storage area. And what I like is I have a 15-foot hose, it fits, and there's room for the connector. So I can get that all in right there. Put the exterior cap back on. Come off. We're done at the dump station. All right, so hopefully that helps you. Don't be intimidated. A couple things to consider. Be considerate of people. Try to go through this quickly if people are waiting, but at the same time, don't rush so much that you don't do it properly. And number two, you may have to wait. For instance, when we left West Glacier, there was a line of about 6 rigs waiting, and that's why we decided to wait till today. Other than that, it's a pretty simple process. Thank you for subscribing and watching our videos. If you have questions or comments, drop them down below. And until next time, everybody, we'll see ya on down the road. Good night.